All right, here are the inks and what they look like. This is the size. They fit into my hand. Look at that colour. Look at that one. I haven't got my glasses on. That's Merlot. Trust me to pick Merlot. Merlot. This is henna. Look at that. This is pine. I'm going to show all of them to you. They're just absolutely beautiful. I think I'm so spoiled. Paprika. Look at that. Paprika. How gorgeous are they? Truffle. Who comes up with these names? Look at that. Very nice brown. Very nice brown, that one. Mermaid. Olive. Look at this. I'm using two hands. Graphite, which is not a black. It's a grey, dark grey at that. Oh, mulberry. I haven't opened all of these. Mulberry. And this one, oh, this one. Sahara. Look at that. Look at that. Sahara. Sundance, which is paler, more lemon. Can't call it lemon. It is Sundance. And the last one of the whole lot is Blue Lagoon. Look at that. Brilliant. Brilliant colours. That's all the colours. They are called Elements Dye Inks. And they're by Lavinia. Lavinia have put this range together. What dye inks means is that they're a water-based ink. So I guess you could, if you were going to do a comparison, you would compare it to the Distress Inks, which is another water-based ink. So why would you want two lots of water-based inks other than the different colours? Do you really want to have two of the same thing? Let's see. I thought today we'll put it to the test and we'll just see what these inks are like. If there's anything different about them. Are they any good? Or are they just another type of distress ink? So these are the things I thought I would look at today. Right, are we ready? Oh, I should tell you too that every Wednesday now I'm putting stamping tips up on YouTube. So it was just this idea I had earlier this week and I'm committed to it every Wednesday. Stamping tips are going onto YouTube. But there'll be more about that in the newsletter. So if you get the newsletter on a Friday, Fabulous Friday, the newsletter, then you'll hear more about that. The online classes are going well and the new one for November is up, and I should have had the sample here to show you, but I haven't. And that's all the background stuff that I had on my list to tell you. So I am going to go ahead, going to put the screen down and we're going to see what these inks do. I'm going to just do the simple things that we all know that we do with distress inks. Blending, stencils, throw a bit of water on, take a bit of water off, and we'll just see how these inks go. Before I do that, I did have one play. I did play about 2 days ago with them and I haven't touched them since because I wanted to come into this not knowing too much. The first thing that if you have these inks, the first thing you're going to notice is the colour is 10 times more intense. It is really strong in colour. And I think that would be because, from what I can gather, there'd be less water in the formula of so the distress inks would have more water, and these ones I'm guessing don't have quite as much. And that's what I'm going to show you, because it does make a difference with how you use them. So I'm going to take you down to the table. All right. How's that? Everyone can see? The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use one of these brushes because it gives a nice soft blend. And I'm just going to use mulberry because I know that one's, no, it's not even open. So I'll open that. Yeah, I haven't used it. Being eyeing it off though. Okay. So tap it off. Look how much is coming off. Really juicy. And as always, we go in. Look at the hit of colour straight away. I can pick more up and go in like that. I like it so that you go in soft, build the colour up. Don't have to go in heavy. I think if you go in heavy, you might be in a bit of a pickle. So this is the mulberry and how it's looking so far. Now I thought I'd go in with the old rectangle tool because we're doing a test. Whoa, too heavy. So tap more off and go in lighter. Just go in. Round and round and round. Don't need a lot on your tools, that's for sure. Okay, so that's that one. The other thing I thought we'll try is the round one. Okay, so I already know I've got to get a lot of that off. And then go in, pick some up, round and round. I'm not as comfortable using the round one, I think, because when I started crafting, there wasn't a round one on the market. The only time I tend to use them is when I use a stencil. So let's go round and round. Okay, so that's the round tool. Now I'm going to go in with the new latex. I'll just pick some up and see what that looks like. Might need some more. Tap it off. Tap it off. Gee, it picks up the ink. That is so juicy. And go in. What I like to do with these brushes is to use them through a stencil. So I'll use that through a stencil like this. Oh, that's going on easy. This is the pods, I think it's called. Like that. And that's how we're going so far. So that's really rich, isn't it? Really rich. We'll keep working on this. We'll keep working. We'll put that aside. We're going to go in with a spray bottle. So I like how it's blending. You've just got to go easy with the colour. I like to flick water. This is what I would do if I was using Distress ink. So I'm just seeing what it does. And if I was using Distress ink, I would be just sitting and waiting for that 10-20 seconds until it reacts. So while I'm doing that, I'm just going to clean up the craft sheet. You know, I should have just wiped that through onto some card, to be honest. Didn't think quick enough, did I? Alright. And then go in. You can see it coming off like that. Can you see the special effects there? And I'll go in with a heat gun. And then you've got a nice speckledy effect happening. I didn't put too much water on. The other thing I wanted to do was to test how it would be if I used water on the stencil. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put some more ink. That is so wet, so juicy. I've got to be super light with my hands. Oh my gosh. I haven't done this one. I didn't do this when I was practicing the other day. Now I'm going to spritz and do a print down the bottom. And you always go in with a paper towel. Wow. Oh gosh. Check that out. Check that out. How awesome is that? That is how strong the colour is. So strong. Now down here I've got some, so I'll do the right thing this time. Might just pick some up. And I'll use that later on. Alright, then clean that off. It's not perfect, but it's a little bit of cleaning. Such strong colour. So this led me the other day to think, what about that technique where, you know, you do the swipe through the craft sheet? So I'm going to put the mulberry. Don't need a lot. So I'm not putting it flat, I'm just tilting it and putting a little bit of colour there. If I was doing distress ink, hang on, I'll just turn the camera around. If I was doing distress ink, that's about, until it beads up, that's all the ink that I would use. But because this ink seems to be much more pigmented, I'm going to add a lot more water, just like that. Right. And then just do the swipe through. Oh, look at that. Still got strong colour, hasn't it? But I like that. That's such a pretty pink. Sorry about the noise. Oh, pretty. And I don't know about you, but one of the favourite things that I like to do with distress ink is just dab dry, until you get some really interesting effects. And you know, I'm just going to leave it at that because it's pretty. I'll show you what I've... Look at that. Isn't that lush? So pretty. The card that I'm using is multifarious card. I had some scrap pieces, so I thought they'd be ideal for a demo. And I wanted to test how it was for blending, because I don't think I've used it much for blending, and it blended beautifully. So here are the two things that we've got. We've just used one colour. Remember, I went in, I had to use twice as much water. If I had have gone in, well, I'll show you. Well, I'll show you as soon as I find the colour. Here it is. I'll show you if I was doing distress ink. Where is it? I just had the colour. Oh, it's over this other side. If I was just doing distress ink and I would spray until it beads up, that's all I would do. Oh, that's not too bad actually. Just keep cleaning your craft sheet so all the colours picked up. Right. And wipe the table down again because I know that's going to get everywhere. I think it took me a week to get the brush hose off my craft sheet last time. Alright, so here we go. What do you think? That one with the extra water has a much waterier effect, I think, than the one without it. So now we've got all three. There we go. Pretty good. Now what we're going to try and do is stamp with it. So we'll use this one. No, I'm going to use this one. It's heavier with colour, so we'll put it to the test. I'll grab the mulberry, and I'm using the butterfly from Grungy Butterflies. Gosh, you don't have to press it down hard. It's picking up the ink on the rubber. So I'll go in with a paper towel and just wipe that off. Because, look, so strong. So if you're going to ink up a stamp with it, normally you can't stamp with distress inks all that well because they go a little bit beady looking, and I guess that's because there's water in it. There's water in this one too. It's a water-based ink, but I think it might be a bit thicker, and that's the stamped image of the butterfly. So that's not bad for a water-based ink, is it? That's a pretty good stamped image. I'll just dry that. Now, oh, it's not a very good one. I'm just grabbing a fine paintbrush, and I'm going to take some ink off the butterfly. I'm going to see if it will, well, we already know it's soft because we did it before, didn't we? But I'm going to see if it wrecks the stamped image or not. Because if I was using distress inks, I wouldn't be able to do this. I would have to stamp with an archival or something else. I'm just colouring it in with water and dabbing. Gee, this is an old brush. Never mind, it will do for the sake of this. Clean the brush and go down and do the bottom part of the butterfly as well. Clean the brush. Now I would go in, if I had half an hour to spare, and I would do it 2 or 3 times. So I think that the butterfly has held its image quite well with this ink. I'm pretty impressed with that. Not much of it has come off at all. What do you think? Do you like that? Okay. Okay, let's bring it back up. Was there anything else that you wanted me to have a go at? We've done blending and we tried different tools, from the brush to the round and the rectangle, and the mini smoothies. We know that the colour is really intense and it's very juicy, very wet. You've got to be light and water it down if you have to. It's okay for going through the craft sheet with a bit of water, and it stamps beautifully. And I can lift water off. It goes nice through a stencil with a smoothie, and then I did the reverse thing and I sprayed the back of the stencil as well. Is there anything else that you want me to have a go at to test it out? Any suggestions? I also have a gel plate, because and I haven't done this, so I don't know how it works, but I thought I could go in with, I'll go in with, this is Sahara. No, let's go back down. Whoa. And put the Sahara onto the gel plate. So this is what Lavinia would do. I hope it works. Be a bit of a shame if it didn't, wouldn't it? And I always think it's good just to even it out with a brayer. And then I'm going to get a couple of colours of Brushos in water. And I should have a fan brush, but I'm not sure. Not sure where it is. Might be over on the sink. So I'm just going to use another brush for the sake of the demo. Whoops. And put some dots on there. It's just a watered down mix like that. And I've got a green one. Oh. Alright. I'm going to put some green spatters because I think green would go nice on that yellowy background. Green and orange, a bit like the Irish. Did you hear the Irish horse won the Melbourne Cup the other day? That was pretty good. I always get excited about the Irish. Brings back nice childhood memories of it around my Nana's kitchen table. Alright, we won't go into that though, but they're nice memories. I'm just cleaning up a little bit because I'm really concentrating on trying to be a lot cleaner. So I've got the card and I'm going to see if it works. Oh, I can see it moving. I don't want to put, I don't want to move it. Look at this. I'm going to see if I can hold it up. See if you can see through my dirty, look at that. Look at that. All right, are we ready? It's like ripping off a band-aid, isn't it? Oh, wow. Look at that. I'll bring the camera back up. Well, I guess that worked. Oh, hang on, a bit blurry. I actually don't mind this white area, and it kind of looks a bit like a love heart, so that was kind of lucky. And I like the green on the yellow background, so really nice reactions with the water. Has anyone got any questions that they want to ask? Is there anything you want me to try? I think the important things to remember is that it is highly pigmented. The colour is really strong and it is very juicy. So when you get your distress inks, and I know some people have started receiving them already from the first lot, you'll soon learn to ease back. But from what I can see today, from this and this, it does everything that the distress inks do. Cannot fault it. Cannot fault it. You just need to have a light hand. I'm going to go in and flick a little bit more water on the butterfly one, just while I'm chatting, because I want to see what that looks like. And I think that's just part of learning something new, isn't it? So see how you go with it. The inks are in the shop for those, if you've missed out the first time around and it's something that interests you. They are available for pre-sale, pre-ordering. Oh, I'm going to show you this. I'll just dry it. Sorry, I get distracted so easily. Nice speckledy look in the background. So the water lifts off quite well. This is my favourite. Look at that. Gosh, how interesting. I should have done more. Should have done more. Never mind, next time. I'll have a play with that another day. No stamping even, just ink and a stencil. Alright, so if no one's got any questions, I'll let you go. Thank you for watching. I really enjoy these sessions, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye.